Hi everyone, it's Nadine and I'm in my stamping studio. I just wanted to pop in to share with you a little video on how to make these really cute ribbon boxes. These particular ribbons are from the in color through Stampin' Up, and they're the in color for 2020 2022, and they are really fun. And I was actually inspired by a lady by the name of Jane Dooley, who created this idea, and I thought I would take on my mission to do a video for you folks and share this great little project. So don't worry about any of the measurements. I will have them up on my blog below the YouTube video, and please subscribe, share, like, comment. I really appreciate the support. Okay, so first we'll get the paper trimmer, and with this paper trimmer, it's great. It's the new paper trimmer that Stampin' Up have, and it has both the cutter plate. I don't know if you can see that in the video. Yeah, you can see that. So you have two little I guess tabs. One is the cutter, one is the trimmer, and one is a stylus that actually does the scoring for you for your projects as well. So we're going to be working on cutting a piece of cardstock. We're going to work with Calypso Coral for today. So I'm just going to see here. I've got a piece that measures 8 already, and the other side is going to be 3 3/4. So this actually is all that you need to make a box to fit a 1/2-inch ribbon that Stampin' Up have to offer. So I'm going to start off with scoring now, a 1/2-inch score line, and I'm going to just lift up that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come across here and do a 1/2-inch score line on that edge right there. I'm going to come across and mark at 3 3/4 and score at that measurement. Come across and do a score line at 4 1/4, and then come all the way across and do 7 1/2. And once I've done that, you'll see that it's now got another 1/2-inch score line at this end here, okay? So you want to have on the bottom of the box a 1/2-inch score line as well. So I'm just going to come along. I've measured that at 1/2 inch, and there we go. Okay, so I'm not sure with the video and the lighting here, you can actually see the score lines that I've created for this. But as the project comes along, you'll be able to see them even more so. So I'm just going to pull the paper trimmer aside, and I'm going to bring my bone folder in to the view, and now I'm going to just with the bone folder smooth down those score lines, and it just makes for a very nice clean project when you are needing some smooth crisp lines using your bone folder. Okay, and I'm gonna just finish off with that bottom piece of score line there. So now you probably can see those score lines a lot clearer now that I've kind of just accentuated them with the bone folder. Okay, so you're going to want to have a hole cut on the side of this box to bring the ribbon through. So I pulled out my detailed trio punch, and I thought this is a great little punch to use for this project. So I'm going to just place the Calypso Coral cardstock in there, and I'm going to be wanting to center it in the middle of this 1/2-inch tab in the middle of your cardstock. So you can see a line which will help center that cardstock to where you're going to punch. Okay, and there's two, where my fingers are here, there's these two little, I guess, plastic notches on the punch itself, which will help you align that punch and center it. There we go. Okay, so look there, we've got a nice clean, crisp hole punch. All right, so I'm going to flip that over on the underbelly, and I'm going to grab now my tear and tape. So this tear and tape is an excellent adhesive for projects like this that you want to very much make sure that there's some secure sides, and it bonds very well. Okay, so you can see where I'm placing it, and it really is only 2 pieces of adhesive of this tear and tape on this whole project that you need. So really you'll get a very good bond. Now what also you want to do is, in order to make a nice clean crisp box, you want to kind of cut some of the excess paper stock away, because you just don't need it, and it just makes it easier for when you're folding. So I've just cut that one little corner where I've attached the tear and tape adhesive, and then I'm just going to go up to the score line, this 1/2 inch score line here, and take along where I've scored these little tabs, and I'm just going to cut up there. Now as well, what you're going to want to do is do a little notch cut out, so it's a little triangle there, you can see, and that just kind of keeps a nice clean corner. And on this middle tab, I'm just going to do the same on both sides of it, and that makes it for a nice simple, clean box template. Okay, all right. So on the outside of the box, you can keep it plain. Something similar to this here with no design on it. I've gone a little bit above and beyond, and I've put the DSP color in color series cardstock on the in color boxes, as well as I've even labeled the names on the box, so that makes it really easy to grab and go sort of thing in your craft space. But for today, what I'm going to do is, for the sake of the sense of video and timing, I've already cut a 3 by 3 inch square of this beautiful prized peonies DSP. And then you can just place that. I'm going to place that right on the outside of the box on the one side. But before we get there, I'm going to just show you a little bit about these Stampin' Blends. Stampin' Blends now been around for a while, but they now are only sold in groups of 2. So you've got your light and you've got your dark. So they work great together. You really, if you have one, you want the other. So I'm going to start off with the light of the 2 Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to say, let's color this one peony, and I'm going to start off with the broad-tipped Stampin' Blend in the light, and I'm just going to fill in this large peony here with the light broad tip, and then I'm going to come in with the broad tipped in the dark, and you can see in this print there is some shadows. So this is where you're going to fill in with the dark Stampin' Blend, and it's going to even accentuate that dimension even more. And I'm so glad that I could show this to you while we're doing this box, so that you can really get a good feel on what these Stampin' Blends and why they are so lovely. All right, there's another one. Okay, so then I'm going to use a new color of Stampin' Blend that's been offered in the new annual, and it's bronze. Again, these are all alcohol-based inks, And I'm just going to take a little bit of that bronze and go into the center of that flower and just add some more dimension and deepen that pigment. Okay, all right. I'm going to take this soft, light Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to actually fill in this larger peony. And just because I'm having so much fun doing this, and I hope you appreciate what goes into creating these beautiful projects. All right, you can see here it doesn't have to be really too neat. You can see that as long as you follow and stay within the lines, you're gonna be golden. Okay, so I'm gonna take again the dark broad tipped end of the dark blend, Stampin' Blend, and I'm just gonna fill in those highlighted areas, which will again give really depth to the print. And if there's some fine details that you want to accentuate with the dark, you can most certainly use that thin tip end. And I'm going to be doing that because there is a few spots on this peony print that I want to make sure I've gone with the dark, but yet it just adds so much depth to that. And if you feel that once you've actually added some of that depth with that dark Stampin' Blend, you can actually go back. Another tip would be is to go back into the picture and then take the light Stampin' Blend and just go over again, and then that way it'll remove any of those say stark lines that you feel are just too choppy with the light and the dark contrast. Okay, all right, so again I'm going to use that bronze Stampin' Blend and come into the center of this flower, and that as well will give us some depth in there. All right, now who likes Wink of Stella? I'm gonna see here, I'm gonna add some Wink of Stella just because I'm liking that bling bling lately. Just add some spark to the life that we lead. Okay, all right, I think that's a good showcase to the Stampin' Blends. I've got the Just Jade Stampin' Blends as well, and I'm gonna just probably, let's see, maybe I'll color this leaf here, and I've got I'm starting off with the light, and I'm just gonna color that leaf in, and well, let's do this leaf too, why not, while we're here. All right, so I'm gonna grab the dark thin tipped end of this Stampin' Blend of the Just Jade, and that's just going to add some dimension too. All right, there we go. And there just it adds a little bit of shimmer and something nice. You can color the whole thing in, even the background of this DSP, but for the sake of this video we'll leave that for a different time. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to turn this over again because it's an acrylic. It will bleed through the cardstock, so be mindful of what surface you're working on. I'm going to grab the Stampin' Seal, which is the new adhesive, and I'm going to just bring across here a little bit of adhesive on the back of this cardstock, and then we'll be able to affix that to the outside of this ribbon box. So you can see I'm just lining it up so that it just fits nicely inside one of those circles. Okay, or sorry, squares. And I'm going to flip this over. Now we know that that adhesive is adhered to that one side. I'm going to take my Take-A-Pick tool, and I'm just going to pick away at that protective film that's just covering the one side of the tear and tape. And I'm going to peel that away. And then I'm going to take the Take-A-Pick tool again and just lift up on the other tear and tape there. Now we're ready to put this box together. So now that we have already kind of scored those lines, I'm going to line up the cardstock and bring that together. Give it a nice little press so that you've got that bond with that tear and tape. And you can see that the outside tab has the tear and tape on it, and that's going to stay on the outside, and I'm just going to press down. All right, I'm going to grab that bone folder again and go inside the box and just kind of score it along and just make sure that I've got some bond and good adhesive so that the box stays together. Okay, all right, so look at that. I am ready to put the ribbon Calypso Coral in this box. So here we go. All right. I'm going to take the ribbon and just put it through from the inside, and I'm going to just kind of slide this out and turn this a bit so that we can kind of keep it stored and neat and tidy, and voila, there we go. All right, there's the video. Please share, like, comment. Thank you so much. Visit my blog to get all the measurements and the instructions to this video as well. Visit me on my website at nadinevalley.stampinup.net, and that way you'll be able to get my the annual catalog. You can go shopping and see what type of upcoming classes I have. Thank you so much. Have a great day. God bless, and love what you do. Do what you love. Bye for now.